Hi, this is Guy from the Vecino's Coffee Guy, and today we are going to make an Americano. And what is an Americano? Where did it come from? How did that happen? Well, in Europe, the espresso was a much more popular coffee than what we have here in the United States with drip coffee. And so the strength and intensity of the coffee is so radically different from espresso to drip coffee that when Americans would travel and go to a cafe and they would have espresso, they would try to explain that they wanted the coffee weaker, like an American coffee. So they came up with the term Americano. And so what an Americano is, it's diluted espresso. Now, when you're making espresso-based drinks, when I say espresso-based drinks, I mean the espresso machine produces a strong coffee. It extracts all the goodness out of the coffee in 20 to 30 seconds. About 25 seconds, give or take 5 seconds. Because of the temperature of the water and the pump pressure pushes it through at 130 pounds. Because of the pressure, it can extract the finer grind coffee in a closer time frame. So we can add water to an Americano, but that's really not the best way to make an Americano. Some of the wrong ways to make an Americano is to take boiling water, which is here. That's your tea tap water. That's hotter than it's under pressure, so it's going to produce a boiling. This is like a tea tap because black tea and herbal teas extract at boiling temperature, whereas coffee is off boil and green tea is off boil. So you have to have two different temperatures when you're making that. Now, some machines have an adjustment to add cold water to it so that you can make it whatever temperature you want. But with this and what we're talking about today, we're going to dilute the espresso with water instead of milk. When you dilute it with milk, you have an espresso macchiato, espresso marked with milk, which is just a dab of milk, marked with. It's mainly espresso marked with milk. Then you go to a larger drink called the espresso macchiato double is more something that you can spread out across a bigger surface cup. This is probably 4 to 5 ounces. It's borderline between a macchiato and a cappuccino. Then you get into your 6-ounce cup and you're diluting your espresso with a little more milk, and it makes it weaker, but you're diluting it with milk instead of water. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to show you an Americano, and that is diluted with water. There's wrong ways to do it. You don't use boiling water because it's too hot. Now in Colorado, I just got back and boiling point is much lower there, and their tea tap is cooler than my tea tap at sea level here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get water from the group head. I'm going to activate the group head, and I'm going to take a 10-ounce cup, and I'm going to collect my water in my 10-ounce cup. And I'm going to fill it like 3/4 full. Now I could use a smaller cup for a stronger Americano. Or I could use a bigger cup, a 12-ounce, for even a weaker Americano. But I'm choosing a 10-ounce cup, and I've got it where it's 3/4 full, and now I'm going to dose my portafilter with coffee. And I'm going to settle the grounds and level the grounds. And I'm going to tamp the grounds. I'm going to do a light tamp from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock on the clock position to 12 and 6, just lightly pushing with my hands, taking it out, and I'm bumping it to knock the loose coffee into the middle. And I'm going to Push down 35 pounds, and then I'm going to polish by spinning this tamper on top of the grounds to get a nice even finish. So I'm going to dump out any loose grounds that's stuck on the side so that the rubber gasket doesn't get sanded down with coffee. Okay? I'm going to lock this in, and this time I'm going to use a scale, and I want about 1 3/4 ounces, or I can stop it whenever I want. And I am using the bottomless without the spouts, and I'm going to take this off. I'm going to reset it because I've been talking too much. I'm going to turn it back on, and I'm going to take my hot water and I'm going to set it on here, and it's going to zero out the scale and the timer, and I'm going to start it. So I want this to go, I want it to go for about 25 seconds, give or take. And I want to get it up to about 38 grams of espresso to my hot water. So I'm counting on 34, 35, 36, 38. There we go. And that's 23 seconds. And now, the reason I'm pulling my shot on top of the hot water and not pulling my shot and adding hot water is you can see that this has a crema floating across the top. And that's the emulsified oils of the espresso. I think an Americano should be completely covered in its top with crema. And therefore this coffee is going to taste a little bit different than you would a drip coffee, but about the same strength. There you go. Thank you.